Hello everybody and welcome. This is the Shy Hat and we're doing HackerFrogs after school. We're doing HackerFrogs extra credit today. We're going to be working on some challenges as part of the picoCTF game to support the skills that we learned in this Monday's over-the-wire bandit walkthrough that we did to learn Linux. So if you're here to learn some Linux and to do some practice, please type Linux practice in the chat so we know that you're here, and to know that just to know that you are here. So while we get started, let's review some of the Linux commands that we learned in the last workshop. So we did. Let's skip over to the end here. So we learned about the ls command. The ls command is, oh, hello, Devilmind. Hey, Devilmind. I'd like to ask you what have you been up to these days? Which cybersecurity role are you currently aiming for? Because you've been around a while. I think you've picked up more than a few beginner skills. Yeah, so we're doing picoCTF today to sharpen our Linux skills. We learned about ls. ls is how we list out directory contents. And we can combine it with a couple of flags, -LA, to get some additional output out of that. We also learned about the cat command, which is the standard command we use inside of Linux to read files. So we can read files using cat with the name of the file that we want to read. We also learned about the echo command. The echo command is going to let us output exactly what we put into it, and it's very useful for redirecting into different output or into different files. And we also did some output redirection where we took the echo command and we outputted the output of the echo command into a file. So we created a file called a bandit pass out of this content right here with the bandit CTF passwords. And we also learned about the cd command, which is used to switch between different directories inside of Linux. So you would do cd and then the name of the directory that you want to enter. And we didn't learn this command. We did learn about the pwd command. The pwd command is the command that we use to print the working directory. So when we want to find out which directory we are in Linux, we use the pwd command, and whatever comes out of that is going to be the directory that you are currently in. So in this case, we used pwd, and it said that we are in the /home/shyhat/example directory over here. So let's go into our extra practice. So for the extra practice, we're going to be using the picoCTF platform. So it's at picoCTF.org. If you do not already have an account set up over at picoCTF.org, please register an account over there. Otherwise, you won't be able to follow along with their exercises. Devilmind says they're just doing this for fun. Well, I'm happy to hear that you're doing this for fun. Are you working in cybersecurity at the moment, or are you aiming to work in cybersecurity, or are you working in some other IT job, such as development or as a application engineer? I'm always curious to know what the students are aiming for as far as what they want to get out of their education. Nicklin22 asks, will this be recorded as well? Yes, this will be recorded. So you just have to go to the YouTube page. So youtube.com/theshyhat, and we have all of our lives saved over at this tab right here. I'll just leave this in the chat for everybody to take a look at. So if you have an account registered over at picoCTF.org, please type picoCTF in the chat to let us know, because you're going to need to access that account pretty soon to participate in the exercises we're doing today. So once you're at the picoCTF.org website, so let me explain what picoCTF is. picoCTF is a cybersecurity education platform that was created by the staff over at Carnegie Mellon University over in Pittsburgh, Chicago. I'm not exactly sure what which city it's in, but they developed this cybersecurity education platform, and it's one of my favorites as far as teaching beginner cybersecurity skills. So after you arrive at the picoCTF.org website, you just need to go to the Practice tab right here. And after that, you click on Practice Pico Gym. That's going to get you access to all of the different challenges inside of the picoCTF platform. So Practice picoCTF Gym. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log out of here to show everybody what the login process is like. So you just need to provide your username. So I am the Shy Hat, and provide your password. So I'm just going to grab my password from my password manager app. To everybody who is studying cybersecurity, I hope you are all using password manager apps as well. And I certainly hope you are not reusing the same password over and over again for all of your online accounts, because that would be not great. So I'm going to copy my password from the password manager, and then I'm going to paste it into the password field over here, and then I'm going to log in. Okay, so from here you just go to Practice, and all of the challenges that are on picoCTF are all over here. And you can also filter them by category. There are lots of different categories: web exploitation, cryptography, reverse engineering, forensics, general skills, etc. And as well, you can filter them by the event that they first appeared in. So picoCTF 2024, 2023, a bunch of different ones over here. Okay, so let's start with our first challenge of the day. So this one is called Super SSH, and you can access it from this link right here. So I just pasted the link in the chat. So I can also paste this link in the chat, and it's going to bring us bring up the Super SSH challenge window. So let me demonstrate what it looks like when you encounter a challenge in the picoCTF platform. So basically, you have a title up here. In this case, it's Super SSH, and there are a bunch of tags, and there's also a challenge description. So in the challenge description, it'll generally tell you what you're supposed to do inside the challenge to solve it. And like in the Bandit CTF, we're looking for flags. So flags are a hidden piece of information that we need to get in order to solve the challenge. So we're doing capture the flag, and we're looking for the flag file. Keep in mind that all the flags in picoCTF, EMAT84 says, hey, hello EMAT84, nice to see you here. Have you used picoCTF before? If not, register an account over at picoCTF.org and join in. So all of the flags for the picoCTF platform start with this prefix right here, picoCTF, and then the value of the flag is going to be put in between two curly brackets right over here. All right, so that's how we know that we're looking at a picoCTF flag. Another thing that we're going to need to access in order to do these challenges is the picoCTF web shell. So the picoCTF web shell is a Linux virtual machine that we can access from the picoCTF website. So I'm going to close this out just for a second. So the way you access the picoCTF web shell is to press this button right here. It's kind of obscured, but there's this button right here after you log in that's labeled web shell, and you just need to click on that, and it's going to ask you for your picoCTF username and password again. So to make this easier on ourselves, we can put this picoCTF web shell in a full browser tab. And to do that, we click on this button right here, which is labeled Pop Out Web Shell Terminal. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to click on that button, and that's going to put the web shell in its own browser tab. So here you're going to enter your picoCTF username and your password again. So here it's I am the Shy Hat, and I'm going to enter my picoCTF password. So just like in other Linux web shells, other Linux terminals, you're not going to see the output of your password as you're typing it in, but that's completely on purpose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste in my password using Control-Shift-V, and then I'm going to hit enter to log into the picoCTF web shell. So in the picoCTF web shell, it says that the web shell is only intended for solving picoCTF challenges. So in theory, you could use the picoCTF web shell to do other work, but that's against the rules. You're not supposed to do that. So you're also not supposed to create any files inside of the web shell that is not in your home directory. So you know what your home directory is going to be /home/ your username over here. But you're not allowed to create files in any other directories. It says here that idle sessions will automatically log out after 15 minutes. So if for some reason you're not interacting with the picoCTF web shell, after 15 minutes it's going to log you out automatically. But there are ways around that. And I'll show you how in a little bit. So everybody, if you've managed to log into your picoCTF web shell, please type in shell done and a smiley or a frog emote, and just so I know that who is following along. So all right, so we've got our picoCTF web shell, and inside of the picoCTF web shell, inside of the home directory, you can see that I created a bunch of different directories to solve challenges. Nickman22, shell done. All right, nice to see, nice to see. Okay, so inside of the picoCTF shell, you can create your own directories, and I'll show you the command you use to create directories right now. So if you wanted to create a directory for our challenge here, in our case, we're using the challenge is called Super SSH. So let me go back to the picoCTF chat tab right here, and I'll also get the link for the file. Okay, so it's called Super SSH. So inside of the web shell, let's create a directory called Super SSH. So you can do that with the following command: mkdir for make directory, and then the name of the directory that you want to make. So I'm going to make a directory called Super SSH. Okay, so after that's done, if you type ls, you will see that inside of the directory there's one called Super SSH. So to enter the directory, of course, is to do cd space Super SSH, and then after you hit return, you would do pwd to print working directory, and you see that your directory has changed to /home/ your name picoCTF /Super SSH. So this is it's a good thing to create different directories when you're working inside of the web shell, because you don't want to have all of the files for the different challenges mixing together, because that can get very messy very quickly. You want to keep things compartmentalized. So with that done, let's solve this challenge. So this challenge is basically using the SSH program. So just like we did on Monday's workshop, we're going to be using SSH to connect to servers. So the description here says, using a secure shell, SSH is going to be pretty important. Additional details will be available after launching your challenge instance. So inside of the challenge window over here, we can create a virtual machine by clicking on this button right here, which is launch instance. When you click this button, it's going to create a virtual machine that's associated with this particular challenge. So after you click on that, then the virtual machine is going to start up. And the good thing about picoCTF is that the virtual machines start up very quickly, and they last for about 30 minutes. So you have about 30 minutes to solve whatever challenge that you're working inside of picoCTF. So it says here, instance time remaining, and it says here, can you SSH as CTF player to titan.picoctf.net at this port right here to get the flag. You'll also need the password, this password over here. If asked, accept the fingerprint with yes. Okay, so everybody, can you tell me what would the command be to use SSH to log in as CTF player here to titan.picoCTF.net at this particular port? So I'll give you about a minute. If you know what the command is to log into SSH with these different parameters, please type it in the chat to let us know that to give us the answer for this particular question. So alternatively, you could also try solving the challenge yourself by going to the web shell and using SSH from the web shell right here. And when you connect using SSH, then you're going to be able to get the flag for this challenge. Okay, so EMAT84 says it would be SSH username at password port. Okay, there's one part that's missing from that answer right there. There's one flag that you need to provide in order to use SSH on a specific port. So let's start pasting this together. Okay, so this is going to be SSH. So in the web shell we do SSH. Whoops, SSH, and it's what is the username again? The username is CTF-player. Okay, and after you put down the username, you have to use the @ symbol to indicate that it's a username at a particular server, and then the server name. :port. No, you don't use the colon in this case. Let me demonstrate. Okay, so the server is titan.picoCTF.net, so I can copy this. And then in the web shell, I can paste it in with Control-Shift-V. So remember, when we want to connect to SSH on a particular port, we have to use the -p flag. And then after that, then the port that we're provided here. So this port might not be the same when you start your instance. So I just want you to know that this might not be the port. What I want you to do is copy the port from your particular instance. And it's probably not the same as mine. So I'm going to paste in this port number right here. So this is the command right here. So SSH CTF-player at titan.picoCTF.net -p and then the port number. The port number might not be the same on your instance as it is mine. But after that, you press enter, and then it's going to say, are you sure you want to continue connecting? Yes, no, fingerprint. Okay, so just like when we were connecting to the Bandit CTF server, we want to type yes and then enter, and then we're going to be prompted for the password. So the password is probably going to be different for each one of these instances. But what I want you to do is copy the password. Volko says you can also use -L to specify the username, but I almost never see it used and don't use it myself. Oh, are you talking about SSH? I've never used that myself, but that's a good thing to know, Volko. And welcome to the stream. Okay, so you want to paste in the password after you copy it using Control-Shift-V, and then we are connected. Well, okay, we're connected and then we're disconnected. But the moment we connect, we get the message, and we also get the flag for this particular challenge. So, congratulations on solving the challenge if you solved it. What I want you to do is I want you to copy the flag right here from the web terminal, and as soon as you highlight something inside of the web terminal, it's going to copy it. So that's very convenient. AMAT84 says they're the password. Okay, so username at site. I think you're correct, EMAT, except that the equals there should be a dash or a minus sign. But other than that, that's the right answer. Okay, so what you want to do is copy this this flag right here. Sorry, copy the flag right here, and then go to the challenge description, and then you're going to be able to submit the flag for the challenge. So over here, you're going to paste it in. So picoCTF. So a lot of the modern challenges for picoCTF, they have randomized flags for each user. So in general, this beginning portion of the flag is going to be the same for everybody, but the portion at the end is going to be randomized. So you can't necessarily use my flag for your challenge. So after you put in the flag into the flag submission field right here, you click on this button right here, submit flag, and that's going to finish the challenge. So one other thing you can do is I'm going to go back to the challenge page just a second. One other thing you can do after you finish the challenge is you can go back to the challenge page and you can upvote the challenge to let picoCTF know that you enjoyed the challenge. So you do that by clicking on the thumbs up button right here. Okay, so everybody here, if you finished the Super SSH challenge, please type Super SSH is a go in chat along with some smileys if you like. But Volko mentioned that you can also use -L to specify the username. So let's actually try that. So SSH, and then we're just going to do to this server URL right here, and then we're going to do -L and then CTF player instead of using the @ syntax. Oh, okay. Oh, I think it refused me because the instance isn't running anymore. Okay. Let me paste in the URL one more time. This is whoops. Where was I? Here. Okay, so I need to launch the instance again. So I just want to try out Volko's method to see if it works. So this time it's going to be port 522. Okay, this port right here. I'm going to copy that. Okay, so let's try out this. So it does work. So thank you very much, Volko, for suggesting that alternate method of using SSH. So let's get the password from the challenge page again. Okay, so EMAT asks, is there a difference between picoHTB or TryHack? So these are different. So you're asking about picoCTF, Hack the Box, and TryHackMe. So those are three different cybersecurity education platforms, and they all have their pros and cons. So things that they're better at and things that they're not so good at doing. Volko says it's like the difference between McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's. So you all kind of get the same stuff, but it's they're all slightly different flavors, I suppose. They're all going to have hamburgers, but they're not the same. That's a pretty good summary, I think. Thank you for that. Okay, so our next challenge is called tab attack, and I'm going to paste in the URL for the challenge over here. And let's paste it into our own URL. Okay, so this is a challenge called tab attack. So this is going to get us used to using the tab autocomplete inside of the Linux terminal. So before we tackle this challenge, let's go back to our web shell and set up our challenge environment. So we're going to go back to our original directory, which we can do by doing the cd tilde command. So the tilde is usually to the left of the 1 key on the keyboard. So it's also the shifted version of it. So if you do the regular version of the key, it's going to be the backtick, and if you do the shifted version, it's going to be the tilde. So cd tilde is going to send you to the home directory for your user. So after you do that, we print the present working directory, and then we're back in /home/ your username over here. So we backed out of the super SSH directory that we created, and we're going to create another new directory. Emat says, thanks for the unfortunate, very relatable analogy. Yeah, well, we all eat hamburgers here. I assume everybody here eats hamburgers. If you don't, then I'm sorry I used that analogy. Okay, so let's make a new directory, and this directory is called, this challenge is called tab attack. So I'm just going to make a directory called tab, and then we're going to enter the directory using the cd command, cd tab, and then pwd. We see that we're in the tab directory, and that is how we set up our challenge environment. So after that's done, we can go back to the challenge, and in the tab attack challenge here, it says using tab complete in the terminal will add years to your life, especially when dealing with long, rambling directory structures and file names. Okay, so it also this challenge also comes with a link to a file. So what you can do is you can copy this link by right-clicking on it, and then clicking on the copy link address option over here. So click on that, and that's going to copy the link to this file. We're going to use Linux to download the file. So I'll show you how we can download the file using Linux. So after you've copied it, go back to your web shell, and then we're going to use the wget command to download the file. So the command is wget, and then space, and then we're going to paste in the file location. So when we paste in this file location, you see the file location is this really long URL over here, and this really long name as a zip file. So just hit enter, and it's going to download the file. Okay, so wget is a very useful tool for downloading files on Linux systems. So you just need to use wget and then provide a link to a file, and then you can download the file. So inside of the output here, it's saving to this name.zip, and it downloads the file very quickly, and then it says this file has been saved. So if you do ls, you see that the file is in our current directory, and we should be in our tab directory. So we're in this directory right here. So to unzip the file, we can just use the unzip command, and then AD, start off the name of the file, and then we can tab autocomplete the rest of the name. So after you've typed in the first letter or two, you can just hit the tab key, and it's going to autocomplete the name. So this is the order of the day for this particular challenge. Hit enter, and it's going to unzip these files into these other directories. So it's creating directories within directories within directories, and then it goes about 8 or 9 directories deep. So what we have to understand here is that typing in the names of these directories to get to the flag is going to be a big pain in the butt if we don't use tab autocomplete. But because we can use tab autocomplete, we can get this done very quickly. Okay, so first we're going to cd into AD and then tab autocomplete. And then we're inside of this directory, so we ls, and then we see this other directory, and then we can cd into that one with the tab autocomplete, and then we ls again, and we see this other one, and we can tab autocomplete into that one, and then ls, and then this next one, tab autocomplete again, and then tab autocomplete on this next one, and then tab autocomplete on this next one, and then tab autocomplete on this next one. So if anybody is confused about what we're doing, please type in the chat that you don't understand, or if you want us to go slower, please let us know in the chat so we can go slower. Too fast. Okay. So what we're doing here is we're going into different directories, and the directories are very long names, and we're trying to use tab autocomplete to access the directories without having to type out the names manually. Okay, so after we've gone through all of these different directories, and we can see here that we're in the tab, this directory, and this directory, and this directory, and this directory, and all these other ones. So there's this last file right here, and this is not a directory. This is a file, and we can tell inside of the web shell because it's a green name and not a blue name. So if we do ls-la to list out the files in a list format, we see here that this is not a directory. So in Linux, if you do ls-la, then you'll see that for directories, there's going to be a D beside the file permissions over here. But for regular files, there's no D. So that's all you need to know about differentiating between files and directories. So here, all we need to do is we need to cat this out. Emat says, I just got on the computer, was using my tablet before, so I'm not on Pico right now, but is autocomplete why people stick with ZSH and not bash? I'm sorry if this is an out of the park. No, well, ZSH and bash both can do tab autocomplete. So there's no real difference as far as that is concerned. So whether you're using bash or whether you're using ZSH, it's they both can do it. Okay, so finally, you want to use cat to read the file. So it's cat and then begin the file and then hit tab. It's autocomplete. And then hit enter. And it seems like there's a bunch of stuff here. Oh, okay. This is not a regular file. Okay, so I'm going to clear my terminal. So if any time your terminal becomes cluttered, you can use the clear command to clear the terminal, and that's going to clear everything from the terminal and send you back up to the top. Okay, so this is an executable file. And we can tell it's an executable file because there's an X over here when we do ls-la. To run executable files, you just need to type in the name of the file. So it would be f and then sorry. You need to do --/. So // to refer to the current directory, and then start the name of the file, and then tab autocomplete. So this is going to run the file as opposed to reading the file. So we're going to execute the file, and this file is going to give us the flag. So to execute the file, do // and then the name of the file, and then hit enter, and then it gives us the flag right here. So this file at the end is not a readable file, but it's an executable file. Just something that we probably would have learned in the next workshop. Okay, so please copy the flag over here. So just copy the flag over here, and then we're going to go back to our picoCTF challenge page. So tab attack inside of the challenge description. Click into the challenge flag submission field and then paste in the flag and click on submit flag. And then it says, hooray, you earned points. That's great. Okay, so let's go back to the challenge so we can upvote it. So we're going to go back to the challenge, and then we're going to click on upvote to show our appreciation for the challenge makers. Okay. All right, so everybody, if you managed to finish off that activity, tab attack, please type in tab done in chat. And if at any time you get stuck doing one of these challenges, please let us know and we'll try to help you get back on track. All right, so that challenge is done. And so we need to go back to the web shell and we need to reset our environment. So we're inside of this directory right here and we don't want to be in this directory. So to go back to our home directory, we just do cd tilde. So it's I don't usually say this the name of the symbol out loud, so it seems a bit strange to me, but this thing is called a tilde. Okay, so after we do that, we're back in our home directory and we're ready to go on to our next challenge. So the next challenge is called Obedient Cat, and I'll leave the link in the chat for everybody. I think using just cd will do the same. So if you do cd without specifying any name, will it take you to the home page? I'm not sure. I've never done that before. Okay, so let's go to the challenge page. And this challenge is called Obedient Cat. It says here that the file has a flag in plain sight, also known as in the clear. And we need to download the flag right here. Okay, so let's set up our environment. So inside our web shell, we need to create the directory mkdir, and it's going to be obedient cat. Okay, so obedient cat, and then we enter the directory with the tab autocomplete. Okay, and we're here. All right, so now we're ready to download the file. So we go back to the challenge page and we copy the link. So right click on this and then copy link address. Then back to the web shell, wget, and then paste in the link for the file and then press enter, and that's going to download the file. Okay, so this is actually, oh, okay. So this is the speed. The speed we're downloading at is 18.2 megabytes per second. That's pretty fast. Okay, so if we do ls-la, we see that there is a flag in here, and it is not executable, which means this is just a regular flag that you just need to use the cat command to read. So to read this, it's just cat flag. So just by using the cat command after downloading the file, we see that the flag is picoCTF, sanity verified. So inside of CTF events, they're usually very easy challenges that are known as sanity checks. And a sanity check challenge is a challenge that is designed so that people can solve them very easily, and so that they know that the challenge flag submission system is working. So all we need to do is copy this and submit it to the challenge page. So back on the web page, paste the flag in, and then click on Submit Flag. And this is done. So it seems that this challenge right here, we can just click on the thumbs up to say that we enjoyed this challenge. Okay. All right. So if you finished Obedient Cat, please type in cat dog in the chat. And if you're on Twitch, you can use Cool Cat. You can use Cool Cat and Franker Z, and those are cat and dog emotes. All right. So after that, we need to reset our challenge environment again. So we're going to go to web shell, and we're going to, let me try just doing cd. Oh, okay. So it seems it works. If you just do cd by itself, it's going to bring you to your home directory. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to EMAT for suggesting that to us. So I learned something new today. Cool. Awesome. All right, so let's move on to our next challenge, which is called What's a Netcat? So this actually is going to introduce, this might introduce a new tool. I'm not sure. EMAT says, personally, I hate hitting the tilde button. Is it just kind of inconvenient for you to reach your fingers over there? Okay, so let's create the file. Create the directory for this challenge. So it's maker, and so it's called What's a Netcat, and then we're going to enter that directory. So now we're in the What's a Netcat directory. It's personal. Oh well, I won't ask anymore then. Okay, so obedient cat, not obedient cat, it's What's a Netcat. Let me copy that URL again. Whoops. Okay, so what's a netcat? It says here, using netcat NC is going to be pretty important. Can you connect to this server right here at port this over here to get the flag? Okay, so netcat is a networking utility that we can use to connect to servers on specific ports. So netcat is actually a very you can use it to do a lot of different things. But one of the things that we frequently use netcat for is to connect to different servers. It's kind of you can think of netcat as kind of like SSH, but it's slightly different and can do a bunch of different things for us. So let's do this challenge. So netcat is NC. The command is NC, and then the name of the URL or IP address, and then the name of the port. So everybody, try it out in your own web shell. Just do NC and then the name of the server and then the name of the port. So just put a couple of spaces between those and run the command, and you should be able to get the flag. So I'm going to let you try doing it yourself, and if you manage to successfully get the flag, please paste the flag into the chat to let us know that you've completed the challenge. So let's try it out. I'll give you about a minute before I walk you through the process myself. So you just have to remember that the syntax is slightly different from SSH, but you're basically doing the same thing. You're connecting to a remote server using a networking tool on a specific port. So if you're lost, there's also, if you click on the hints, so each one of these challenges is also, they may or may not have between 1 and maybe 3 different hints that let you that give you some guidance as far as how to complete the challenge. So you also see here that it says how many users have solved the challenge, and of course it says here how many users in it as a percentage have upvoted the challenge. Okay, so let's start solving the challenge here. So the command is NC for netcat. So it's NC for netcat, and then the next thing we do is put in the name of the URL or the server that we're going to contact, which is this. So copy that, and we can paste this in. And lastly, we need to provide the port to contact it at. And that's going to be this one right here. So remember that these networking ports are not always the same between users. So the port that it gives me is not necessarily going to be the port that it gives you, but it might be, I'm not completely sure. So back at the web shell, just paste this in, So the full command is nc and then the server name and then the port number. So hit enter, and then it says you're on your way to becoming the Netcat master. Okay, and then it gives you a flag right here. But after that, your terminal is stuck. So does anybody remember what the keyboard shortcut to get your terminal unstuck is? Does anybody remember? Nicklin asks, so no P. In this case, Netcat is a different syntax than SSH. We don't use the dash P. So to get out, we do Control C. Thank you very much to EMAT and Nicklin for that suggestion. Okay, so Control C if you're stuck in a program will get you unstuck. Okay, so back at the challenge description page, just paste in your flag and click on Submit. EMAT84 says, burn and bury computer and buy a new one. If only we could use a new computer every time we wanted to run a new program. That would be nice. It would probably overflow the landfills with electronic waste, but it would be kind of cool for a little bit. Okay, so that was that challenge. What's a Netcat? Where is it? Let me grab the URL again so I can upload it. So uploading the challenge to me seemed like a bit of a hassle, but it's good to show our appreciation when we can, especially on services that are free, like picoCTF are. So it's just a little gesture. Okay, so that's done. Let's move on to our last challenge of the day, and that's going to be called Magikarp Ground Mission. So that sounds like a Pokemon reference, and I'm going to paste this one into the chat. Once again, we should reset our challenge environment. So we're going to everybody, one thing that we can do that's very useful is we could back out one level of our inside of the directory, inside of our file location. Sorry, our present working directory, and we can do that with the cd ... command. So cd ... refers to the directory that is one level above the current one. So if we do cd ... it's going to bring us to the previous directory. So if you remember, oh, this is okay. So if you remember that there's the dot directory, which is the current directory, and then there's the ... directory, which is the directory above this one, the one that we're in. Okay, so sorry about that tangent. We're creating a directory called Magikarp. Micdir Magic. Is that how you spell Magikarp? Okay, I think that's how you spell Magikarp. So I'm going to make that directory and then I'm going to go into it. Okay, and now we're ready to start. Let me grab the URL and paste it in. Okay, so this is the Magikarp Ground Mission. Do you know how to move between directories and read files in the shell? Start the container, SSH to it, and then ls once connected to begin. Log in via SSH as CTF player with the password, this password right here. It's probably going to be different for each one of you. Additional details we provide will be available after launching your challenge instance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you try to solve this challenge on your own. So I'll give you guys a head start, and then I'll start solving the challenge after you guys start. What I want you to do is I want you to try solving the challenge before I explain it all to you. Okay, so the first thing you need to do to start the challenge is to launch the instance. So click on the Launch Instance button, and then it's going to create a virtual machine for you. So you can, under this header over here, it says Challenge Endpoint. All you need to do is highlight this, and this is the command you use to log in via SSH. So copy that, and then go to your web shell, and then I'm going to clear this to get back to the top. Paste in your command that you copied. Type yes, and then put in the password to log in. So the password is this right here. Remember not to copy the backticks or comments that this is inside. So copy that, and then in the whip shell, paste it in with Control-Shift-B, and then you are in. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to go to different directories and collect different parts of the flag. So we're going to do ls-la, and there are different text files right here, 1of3.flag.txt, and there is also a 2of3 and a 3of3 flag.txt. What we need to do is we need to read all of these files, and then we need to paste the contents of the files together to form the final flag. So I need to take a drink of water, just a second. Okay, so you can see if you read the first file here, 1of3.flag.txt, it's going to give you the first part of the flag, picoCTF, and then this. And there's also a 2of3 flag and a 3of3 flag. So see if you can solve the challenge before I explain how to solve the challenge for you. If you collect all the different parts of the flag, paste them all together, and then paste it in chat to let us know that you finished the challenge. So the commands that you're going to be using to solve this challenge are going to be the cat command, the cd command, the ls command, and you're going to be navigating to different parts, different directories inside of the file system. Okay, so let's start on our journey over here. Along with the 1of3 flag.txt file, there's also this other file in here called instructions to 2of3.txt. So this is going to give us instructions on where to find the next part of the flag. So cd instructions to 2of3.txt, we read this one. Oh, sorry, this is not cd. This is not cd, this is cat. So we're going to read this, and it says, next, go to the root of all things, more succinctly, /. So this is referring to the top level directory inside of a Linux file system. So all you need to do is you need to do cd /, and that's going to bring you to the top level directory. So emat84 has it correct. He says cd /. That's where we're going to find the next part of the flag. Okay, so let's do that. So cd /, and after we do that, if we do pwd, it's going to return just /. So / refers to the top level directory in the Linux file system. If we do ls, we're going to see a bunch of different directories in here as part of the Linux file system, as well as 2of3.flag.txt and instructions to 3of3.txt. So the next thing we need to do is read the next part of the flag by catting it out. Okay, so cat, what was it called? 2of3.flag.txt, and we read that. Okay, so we have this next part of the flag. So what we need to do is we need to start keeping track of the contents over here. So we can copy this, and we can put it, I'm going to put it in one of my notepad files, just so that we can paste it all together later. So I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to copy this part of the flag, and then I'm going to paste it together with the second part. Okay, so with that done, we can read the instructions to 3of3.txt. Okay, so to anybody who's racing to get the flag ahead of me, I certainly hope that somebody's able to beat me to the flag. Okay, so let's print out those and let's read those instructions. So EMAT84 says, as it may be unnecessary, but are you allowed to move files around? I'm not sure if you have permission to move files around. I'm pretty sure all of these files are owned by root, so you shouldn't be able to delete or move them, but I could be wrong. So we're going to read the instructions to 3of3.txt. Lastly, CTF player, go home. More succinctly, tilde. Okay, so this is talking about the home directory, and we've already talked about how to go to the home directory today, but you can either cd by itself, apparently, to go to the home directory, or you can go to cd and then tilde. Okay, Nicklin says they got it. If you have it, please paste the flag into chat and to let us know that you have completed the flag. Okay, so here, if we ls-la, we see that there is the 3of3 flag.txt over here. Okay, and what we want to do is just read that with the cat command. And it's this right here. So this may not be the same as the flag for the rest of you, because I'm pretty sure this portion of the flag is different for every user. But this is what you would do. So you just copy this and you would put it together with the other parts. So all put together. I'm on the phone here and using a separate PC, so I can't paste. Oh, okay, no problem. Okay, so this is the flag for me, but I'm not sure if this flag is going to work for you, because they might be personalizing the flags, in which case you're not going to be able to submit this flag. So, all right. So if you managed to finish that, please type Pokemon Master in the chat. And I'm not sure. I think this is the fish emote. This is the fish emote on Twitch. It's actually pretty horrendous, but there you go. All right, and Nicklin22 even got the accent over the E correct. Congratulations on that. I don't even know how to make that. Okay, so we've got our flag, so we can go back to the challenge page over here, and then we can complete the challenge by copying the flag and pasting it in. Okay, so just click on Submit Flag, and then you are done. And of course, we're going to click on Upvote for the challenge, just to show our appreciation, and that's it. Okay, so everybody, we used our basic Linux skills, and we're able to solve a bunch of challenges inside of the picoCTF using what we learned in the workshop that we participated in on Monday. So everybody, I hope everybody learned some good stuff here. We also learned about how to interact with the picoCTF web shell, and we learned about how to make directories and how to use tab autocomplete. So everybody, I hope you had fun, and I hope you had a good opportunity to practice the Linux skills that we learned on earlier this week. We're going to be doing another HackerFrogs after school workshop on next Monday. So let me bring up the Reddit again. So we have a Reddit community over at our reddit.com/r/HackerFrogs. And we have our stream schedules over here. So this is week 18. And we're currently doing, this is May 1, we're doing the extra credit exercise at picoCTF. Sakofa7 says, thank you so much. Emat says, great job. Oh, thank you very much, everybody. All right. And we're going to be back on Monday. And Monday is May, what is it? It's going to be May 6th. May 6th is Monday, and that's when we're going to be doing our next stream. We're going to be continuing on with our Linux journey, learning new commands, and hopefully everybody here can join us. If you're not part of the HackerFrogs Reddit, you can go ahead and go to reddit.com/r/HackerFrogs and join in. We also have a YouTube channel, and we're also publishing a bunch of picoCTF challenges over there. Inside of here, of course, because we're HackerFrogs, we have to use frog emotes and frog imagery whenever we upload videos. So if you have not taken a look at the videos over there, you can click into those and please give them a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it, and I would really appreciate it if you could give a comment on the challenge if you found it useful. We tend to go a little bit faster as far as solving challenges over there, but yeah, those are some other ways you can learn as well. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, we have all of our live streams archived on our YouTube channel over here. But thank you very much to everybody for coming by. Let's see if there's a channel we can raid on Twitch for anybody who wants to learn more cybersecurity. Okay, I don't see any cybersecurity channels online right now. But I guess we'll just end the stream. But thank you very much to everybody who came by. If you have any questions about cybersecurity in general, please post to the Reddit community. You can also send me a DM on Twitch if you want to ask me a question about cybersecurity in general, or about Linux or anything else we're learning. But until next Monday, have a great week, and we will see you next time.